Hello, my name is Mark Ainsworth. I'm here to talk with you on the subject of world poverty. I want to pose something to you that may surprise you. Did you know that according to the World Bank, nearly a half of the world's population, that some 2.8 billion people subsist on $2 a day or less? Poverty is no doubt potentially the most difficult sociological challenge in our day and time. So I want to talk to you about a possibility of how poverty can be solved even in our time with long-term measure. And it's simply this, that business ventures can provide the necessary opportunity for people everywhere to fulfill their God-given desire to achieve a meaningful existence. And so in other words, there's going to be a partnership between the poor and new business ventures being started in their very own community. Two things I want to address very quickly. First of all, I want to address the idea that, number one, the unmitigated desire for achievement is good for small businesses. And then I want to talk about the creation of new business ventures in poor communities around the world. This is not a new concept. In fact, in his book, Business for the Glory of God, the Bible's teachings on moral goodness of business, W.A. Grudem says these things, that God made us with a desire to be productive, to make the resources of the earth useful for ourselves and for others around us. So that desire is in us to do what God has put us to do, and that is simply this, to be productive. And so the idea of bringing the desires of the poor into contact with something useful, that they can do something to help themselves get out of poverty, is a very practical step by starting new businesses in those areas. In his article on business, The Global Poverty, Emin reports that that the businesses are looking for ways to target and market at the very bottom of the wealth pyramid, which is the largest base, which counts for millions and millions and millions of people who are living in desperate, abject poverty. And he's saying that businesses are looking there to market that area, and so it is a place where they are looking in the world around to start businesses. Professor Reagan, who is the leading professor in marketing at Harvard Business School, says these things, reports Emin. He said, for businesses, the bulk of emerging market worldwide is the bottom of the pyramid, so it makes good sense, not in a sense of just do-gooding, but in a sense to target that area of people, because business and people can work together. Now that we've talked about the immediate desire of everyone to achieve, and it's good for business to have that desire and for businesses to utilize that desire, let's talk about the creation of new business ventures in those poor communities around the world. This is certainly groundbreaking areas where working relationships between the employer and the employee, and every good business decision, that both the employer and the employee working together, both can be productive and both can benefit and be better than they were both before the agreement began. So business potentials there at the very bottom of the wealth pyramid is what is happening around the world today. New models for starting business in poor communities is being studied. One of those models is what's called multi-international, and it's when the international companies like Nestle working with local businesses in those poor communities to provide some kind of business to target and market the very bottom base of the pyramid, where there are millions and millions of people who can benefit from finding a job and learning a trade and doing something to help themselves get out of their poverty. Another comment I want to share with you is that for the biggest challenges, the new business ventures in those areas, according to the Harvard Business School, Michael Cho says this. He says you must have a huge scale to reach the billions who are in poverty, and then the solutions must be enduring to last over generations. Solutions must be truly effective to make a difference And all this must happen very effectively. And so those are the things I want to share with you, and I want to just pose a little question to you as I wind things up here. What are you doing to help world poverty? Most Americans today are interested in poverty, but they think it's up to the government to solve the issues of world poverty, when indeed it is every one of us our responsibility to do something. So we seek over the ways to help the poor overcome their poverty. The Bible says if anyone has the world's goods and sees his brother in need, yet closes his heart against him, how does the love of God abide in him? We're told to remember the poor. How should we remember the poor? Simply by doing something today to help alleviate their suffering. And starting new businesses in those areas is one possible way. Thank you for letting me share this with you.